Thank you all for joining this webinar. My name is Allegra. I'm a product manager on the SaaS platform team at Imperva. And today I'm going to cover efficiencies in cloud WAF management and focus on our new UI and the new SaaS Analytics that maybe some of you already have, and those of you that don't have it yet should have it soon. We are rolling it out now. I'm going to focus on the new user experience and Imperva Analytics. I will not talk today about a big data platform, although it's written here, but I don't think we will have time. But this will be a heads up for the next webinar in the series. We're going to have a couple of webinars around the platform features. The next one will be at the beginning of April, and we will cover a big data platform. You are invited, as Sarah said, to post your questions on the Q&A, and also if you want, you can just pop in and ask them aloud. I'm going to present both a slide deck and also a live demo. So if you have questions during the live demo, you're really invited to just jump in and ask so that we can take the demo to the most interesting places that you would like to see. So let's start. First of all, new user experience. So those of you that were on Amplify and joined the session around WAF efficiencies may have seen some of the slides here. So it will be an opportunity for you maybe to dive deeper to the user experience, and mainly on the demos, we will have a much deeper dive. So I always like to start with a great quote by Johnny Ive, the designer of Apple, that said that true simplicity is derived from so much more than just the absence of clutter. It's about bringing order to complexity. And this is what we aim to do with the new navigation on our new UI. So we released a new navigation model that contains 3 layers, where the first layer is the solution layer, and it contains the main 3 solutions that Imperva offers: application, edge, and data. Next, we have the service layer that contains all the services under each solution. So under application, we have WAF, as well as advanced bot protection, CSP, web DDoS, and more. Under Edge, we have network protection, IP protection, and all the other services. And under data, we have CDS. And finally, we have the asset layer that contains the protected assets. So on application security, it is websites. Under Edge, it is IP ranges, IPs, DNS, and under data, it is database. The goal of the new navigation is to enable users to easily find what they are looking for. And that's it, that's the bottom line. And from the test that we've done and the rollout that we had so far, we're getting positive feedback about the navigation, and I will be very happy to get your feedback as well from those of you that already have it in their systems. In addition to the new navigation, we also released global and local views that I will present on the demo. We released self-service trials, and we will soon release walkthroughs that will enable you to train your new users on the system or train yourselves on new features. And the walkthroughs are planned to be released during Q2, probably during April. So let's take a look at a short demo of the new navigation. So I switched now to the management console. This is production It's a live system, what I'm presenting now. So as I said, you are invited to just jump in and ask questions, and I can present them live on the system if you want. So currently I'm on the new homepage. I will not talk yet about the new homepage because I will present it on the next demo. So currently I'll talk only about the navigation.
Allegra?
Yeah.
Can I just pause you there? We've had one question saying, how do we get the new interface when we are still on the classic interface?
Good question. As I said at the beginning, we are currently rolling out the new interface, and it should be rolled out to all customers in the next weeks. So we have a gradual rollout that started on February, and eventually during Q2, everyone should get it. If you want the new UI urgently, you're invited to send me an email or talk to Sarah or Kay, and we can see how we can enable it to you faster. Looking at the new navigation, you can see here on the top a black panel, which consists of our new navigation. And I'll briefly go over the main components of this panel. First of all, we have this component, which says current account and Octo. And it presents the account that you are currently standing on. So my account currently is Octo. And if I click on this drop down under Octo, I can see any other related accounts. These can be sub accounts if I'm managing sub accounts. So in this case, I have 2 sub accounts, BA Dev and Test. And it can also present a parent account if I have any. So here I have a parent account called Playground. And this is available both for customers and also for partners. So everybody can see this drop down. And by clicking on any of these accounts on the drop down, let's take the BA Dev. You will just switch your context to the sub account context. In this case, the sub account doesn't have any data inside the BA Dev. So I'll go back to my Octo account by clicking on the drop down, go to Octo, and just switch back to it. So here you can manage the accounts that you want to work on this drop down. Previously, if you remember, you had the sub accounts page. We still have this page on another place, but we added this control to make it easier to navigate between different accounts, and it can be valuable mainly if you have multiple sub accounts or if you are a partner with multiple customers and you want to manage them. Next, we have home. This is the new homepage, which I will cover in depth on the next demo when I talk about analytics. After that, we have the navigation first layer of application agent data. This is the solution layer. And from here, you will be able to navigate to the relevant area that you want to focus on. So application is application security with all its sensors. Edge is edge security, and data is data security. I will cover it soon. Search is the same search that you have today, our global search. We are planning to expand the global search to contain additional data to be searched. So we will cover this on the next webinars in our series. This is something that will be enriched. Help is the same help that you know. And here we have account that includes account management that I will cover later. Now I'm going to deep dive into the application security area by clicking on the application link here on the top. So when I'm clicking on application, I'm going into the context of application security and moving to the second level of navigation, which is the service level. So under application security, you can see here on the left another navigation panel, which includes the websites. I will go back to it soon. Then it includes the list of services under application. This is the second layer of navigation, including Cloud WAF, ABP, CSP, and additional services were relevant. And we also have analytics under application security that include attack analytics, a new security events page, I will present it later, and reputation intelligence. Going back to the list of websites here, this is actually the third level of navigation, the asset level. So here you can see all your protected assets, which are websites, under application security. This is the same page that you have today on the classic UI. But this page as well is going to be revamped soon, and we will have a new websites page and new flow for creating a new website. All the services under services, for example, Cloud WAF, are expandable. So on the Cloud WAF, you can see dashboards and WAF policies. You can click each area here and see the relevant information under this area. So for example, under WAF dashboards, you will see the new analytics, WAF analytics, which I will cover on the next step. If I go to Edge, this is the same idea. By clicking on Edge, I'm going into Edge Security. On the left, I can see the list of services. And I also can understand that currently I don't have an Edge product. I didn't purchase it. And what you can do is simply start a trial from this page for any of the products. Some of the products have a simple self-service trial, and the other products like DDoS for networks will include the help from an Imperva representative. In any case, it's a click of a button and a fast start of the trial. Data security, you move to data, and if you have the product of CDS, you can manage it from here. And if not, you can easily start a trial by clicking of data. So this is data security. Finally, we have account management. My profile contains your basic profile information, but the more interesting information is under account management. So if I click here, you'll see all your account management options, including account settings, sub-account page, certificates, and more. We also added usage report. This, by the way, is also available on the classic UI. So any of you that haven't moved to the new UI, you can find usage report under management. So are you invited to search for it there? And I will cover this report as well on the second part of the webinar. You can also manage from here your users and Symlog setup. So any questions?
Yes, we have a few questions here, Allegra. Yep. The first one is, when you're looking at the websites in a parent view, does it mark or differentiate the websites so you know what sub-account they belong to?
Yes, so currently, when I'm on the parent view, let's say Octo is the parent, and I go to the list of websites, so I'll go to application, and I'll see here the list of websites. Under Octo, I will see only the websites that are directly related to Octo and not to its sub-accounts. And only when I switch to a sub-account, let's switch, for example, to the previous sub-account that doesn't have any data, the BA dev. And I'll go to websites of this sub-account. I won't see anything, right? Because I don't have here any websites. As I said before, we will have a new websites page that will include an advanced view of the websites with advanced controls. But the answer is yes, you can know the context of where the website belongs, because we currently show only websites that are directly related to the current account.
Thank you for that. So I think this is relating to the same theme. So how do we add a new sub-account in that scenario?
Okay, yeah. So I'll go back to Octo. If you want to add a new sub-account, you go to Account, click on Account Management. You have here the sub-accounts page. So if you remember at the beginning of the demo, I said that we still have the original sub-accounts page. And from here, you can add a new sub-account.
Thank you for that, Allegra. I have another question. I am missing the security events under Analytics. Is it an add-on?
So whoever asked this question, I suppose that they have the new UI, but for some reason, when they go to application on the new UI, they don't see this entry. Actually, they should see it. If they have websites, they should be able to see it. So please contact us and we'll check why you don't have it.
Okay, great. I'll share your details with that attendee. We have another question. I'm not sure whether this is due to release dates, Allegra, but you can clarify. For me, management.service.imperva.com redirects to classic interface of my.imperva.com. Is this new interface already public? Am I missing something?
Yeah, so you're correct. It relates to the rollout process. Some of our customers are already seeing the new UI because we released the rollout to them. And some of our customers don't see the new UI yet, because we're still on the rollout process. And everybody should get it in the next weeks. So if you still are redirected to the old the old interface, don't worry. When we complete the rollout, you will be automatically directed to the new UI. You won't need to do anything. It's just a matter of time.
Okay, great. Thanks, Allegra. What do I need to enable an enterprise account to have all our customer accounts as sub-accounts?
So I suppose this is a question maybe from a reseller that may have customer accounts. If you already have if you are a reseller, if this is the case, if not, please just type it in the Q&A and I will revisit it. But assuming you are a reseller and you have customers, they are already, we are viewing them as sub-accounts, so that if, for example, you are a seller called Octo and you have customers, you will see them here on the drop-down as a list of your sub-accounts. Like if you have 2 customers, you will see them here. And if you have multiple hierarchy of customers, so you have customers and your customers have customers and so on, sons and grandchildren and grandchildren, they will also be displayed here on the drop-down. If this was not the question and you're not a reseller, just please retype it on the Q&A and I can answer it.
Thanks for that. So how do we migrate with one company to another company? Does that make sense? So how do we transfer?
Yeah, I assume if the question is how to migrate from a different security provider to Imperva, then please speak to us. You're invited to contact me or Sarah or Kay offline, and we can help you. If the question is around migrating one of your accounts that is already on Imperva to another account on Imperva, then same answer goes here. We have automatic processes that can help you do the migration. Also, another option of migration is from on-prem to cloud, in case you're using Imperva products, and also on-prem products of other vendors to cloud Imperva. We'll be happy to assist with it. Just contact us and we'll help you with that.
That's great, thanks. We have another question. Can you provide some additional information regarding the edge and data options?
I'll cover quickly the services that we have under Edge. Currently, this demo account does not include the Edge services, so I will speak about them. Maybe later I can find an account where I can demo the Edge services. So currently, what we have under Edge is network protection, IP protection, and DNS protection. Each of these services cover DDoS attacks for your network ranges in case you manage such ranges, or for specific IPs under IP protection in case you have specific IPs. We also offer managed DNS solutions that you can protect them against DDoS attacks as well under DNS protection. Under data, so we have the CDS product. This is for cloud data security. CDS protects or monitors databases that are hosted on AWS. So if you have any databases like RDS, for example, or other databases, you can monitor them here under CDS and understand who accessed the database, if there was a specific user that did any sensitive action on the database, and so on. So let's see here if I'll go to assets. Currently, I'm under CDS, under data. CDS is the only, currently it's the only service under data. And you can see here under assets, the protected assets, we have a lot of databases that are protected, ranging from MySQL to Aurora, Postgres, Oracle, and additional databases hosted on the AWS. So this is really a quick brief of Edge and data security.
Okay, thanks for that. We've had an add-on question to that. Does Edge IP include protection for web traffic?
Yes.
Super. And is Azure supported for data protection?
Currently, I need to make sure with, I know this is on the roadmap, I need to make sure with the product manager of CDS. I know they want to add Azure. I think that not yet. Currently, AWS is protected, but I will check when Azure is planned to be added as well. Okay, so final thing that I want to present under navigation. If you want to go back to the old UI, you can click on Account. You will have here an option, Switch to Classic UI. So I'll do it now. And you will be redirected to the Classic UI. And you can go back to the new UI as well. And this is for on a user basis. So not all the account needs to go back to the old UI. If only just one of your users doesn't feel comfortable with the new UI for some reason or needs more training, just this user can select and go back to the classic UI if they prefer it. To conclude the new navigation, we can see the main value that we aimed to bring with the new navigation is decrease the number of clicks to go, the onboarding time and training time, and increase the visibility, control, and discovery of additional security options in the system. All right, and now moving to the new features around SaaS Analytics. So I start with a story of a SOC team, part of an e-commerce company. And we have John in the SOC team. He's responsible for a site that we will call Site A. And as part of the SOC team, he monitors the events from Site A every day when they come, and is responsible to give a first response where needed. Sarah does the same on the same company, and she's responsible for Site B and monitors the events there every day. And Simon does the same with Site C, and every day monitors the events that flow from Site C. John starts his day. He gets the events and he starts to see that there are a lot of events that are of type blocked IP and created by humans and not bots. And Sarah finds the same for her site. A lot of events of type blocked IP created by humans, and Simon finds the same for Site C, but they still haven't talked to each other, and they don't know that there is a commonality. Only later that day, John, Sarah, and Simon talk to each other, and they find out that they all have events with blocked IP created by human, and they are looking for any common ground for all these events, and find out that all the events are created from IP 1234 that was blocked. And they also find out that these events started to accumulate from February 1. They try to understand what happened here. So they go and ask around and eventually get to the CloudWAF team. And the CloudWAF team in their company tells them that on February 1, they added a rule that blocked all the traffic from IP 1234. But when going to the IP reputation, when they checked if IP 1234 is malicious, they found that it was a good IP with clean traffic and with actual customers on their e-commerce site. And after investigated, they understood that this rule was added by a mistake. It shouldn't have been added. So this rule is deactivated, and now everything is okay. Traffic can flow from IP 1234. Customers can log into the site and purchase whatever they purchase on the e-commerce site, and the issue is resolved. That's great. But there were a couple of problems. It took time. It took time to find out what was the problem. John, Sarah, and Simon needed to talk to each other, and they also needed to talk to other teams on the company. And during the time that passed, a lot of customers could not log in to their e-commerce sites, and eventually revenue was lost. So they were thinking if there is a way to optimize this process, to make it faster and easier. And what if we take this pyramid that we see here and flip it on its head? And let's say start from the top. And from the beginning, we know that we have an increase of 30% in blocked IP events. And this increase started on February 1st, and it applies to all sites. So from the beginning, we have this data. And from this data, we may suspect that there is an issue here because there is an unexpected increase in blocked IP events. And on this stage, we decide we want to investigate further. What do we want to investigate? Specifically, those events. And we want to understand which IP triggered the events. We find out that it is 1, 2, 3, 4, and we find out those events were created by human traffic. And when we want to investigate deeper, IP 1, 2, 3, 4, we go into the event level and understand exactly what happened there. So here what we did is start with a global assessment of all the system, all the events, all the sites, all the dates across time. Then we went to detection, specific detection of the parameters that we suspect can be problematic or can lead to an attack. And finally, analysis, deep analysis of the actual request and session and event details. So here we went top down instead of bottom up. And this is what we did with Imperva Analytics, our new analytics and dashboards. We started with account level dashboards that are part of the new home. These are the assess process, then service level dashboards on detect, and event level dashboard. This is the new event page that I will present. This is analyze. So I'll start covering account level dashboards. Account level dashboards, as I said, this is the new home, which you saw briefly on the navigation demo, and I will present it in detail on the next demo. It comes to answer questions like, what is the security health status of my company? Is there a sudden growth in events of a specific violation type? Are there patterns of simultaneous attacks on multiple sensors? What's the ratio of total alerted events to blocked events? And additional questions that you will see during the demo. The new home gives a 360-degree view of security, performance, and usage. And soon, on April, we will also add configuration dashboard, and later on also traffic dashboard and notifications. It covers all assets. If it is websites, APIs, networks, IPs, databases, all the assets. All services, cloud services like Cloud WAF, Web DDoS, ABP, and more. And you can view it on any device, either on web or on your mobile device. The main features of the account level dashboards, and you can see here a quick glimpse of how they look like, is aggregation on the account and sub-account level. So as I presented on the demo, if I have Octo account, this is how it's called, I can see the main metrics and analytics on the Octo level, but if it has sub-accounts, I can see the analytics also on sub-accounts level, so that you can present to each user the relevant information for their role. Also, you can see multiple sensor correlations, trends over time, drill down charts, and additional features. The next type of dashboards that we added is service level dashboards. They come to answer questions like, what is the distribution of violations on my site? Which type of violation triggered most events? What was my site's latency in the past 14 days? And additional questions. Service level dashboards contain rich dashboards for each of the cloud services. So we have dashboards for Cloud WAF, for Web DDoS, we have dashboards for AVP, for CDS, and all the other cloud services that we have. And these dashboards present data in high granularity, trends over time, filters and drill downs. They have all assets in one dashboard and additional features. Finally, event level dashboards. This is the third level, the deep detection level. So event level dashboards come to answer questions like, why this event blocked my user? Which part of the request was triggered by a rule? are the suspicious behavior patterns in this session, and additional questions that go deeply into the session and request level so that you can analyze it. The new events page, event dashboard, gives intelligent analysis with insights and includes all sites in one page, aggregation per event type, blocked and alerted events, session request and alert level, filters and drill downs, and additional features. Okay, so here on my screen, you can see the new home. This new home contains the account level dashboards. And as I presented before, now currently I'm on the Octo account context. And this screen presents me the dashboards for Octo. The account level dashboards, the new home currently contains 3 parts, and on April we'll have the 4th, and later we'll have 5th and 6th parts. And the first part here on the top contains the summary of all the assets under this account. So we can easily see that under Octo we have 34 websites, and we don't have any protected edge assets. If you remember, we also have data assets, and I presented that we have a lot of protected data assets. Currently, they are not presented on the home, but soon, hopefully on Q2, we will have also data added here to the assets panel on home. Okay, so this is the assets. Next, we have the security dashboard. This dashboard, security, covers all the cloud sensors under security, including cloud WAF, bot attacks, both the classic bot protection, which we call client classification, and also advanced bot protection, and also ATO. So all types of bot attacks are presented here for this account. Volumetric DDoS attacks, and also attack analytics. So here you can see the aggregation of all of your attacks under this account, and also you can see the events trend over time. So currently, the time frame that is selected here on the top, you can see is the last 7 days. But you can switch to a different time frame ranging for 24 hours to 90 days. You can also select a custom time range. So if, let's say, I'll switch to 30 days, I can see all my metrics for the last month. And here the time range, the trend presents all the types of different attacks, WAF, bot, volumetric DDoS. And you can also easily see if you have any correlations between different types of attacks. So you may have correlation between WAF and bot, or another type of interesting correlation. Here we don't have it, but sometimes you can see a DDoS attack, which happens just at the time that you have a WAF attack. And then it may be a hint of a complex attack that may be running of DDoS that is trying to mask or to cover an underlying WAF attack. So while you're trying to mitigate a DDoS attack, actually at the same time attackers are attacking WAF. So here you'll be able to see it on the graph easily if you have such type of complex attack. In addition, if you want to see some more details around the attacks, you have 3 dots near each type of attack. So for example, WAF events, if I click on the 3 dots here, you'll see some more detailed metrics for attacks by violation type. For example, remote file inclusion. You can see how many alerted events you have, how many blocked events you had for each type of attack. Also, you can easily see the distribution between alerted and blocked events. In this case, we have 0 alerted and all the rest are blocked, which is generally a good thing because we want to aim to as little alerted events as possible to decrease the risk. Finally, here on security, you can see the green and the red tags here highlight, and this presents the trend in the number of events over time. So in the past 30 days, we had a decrease in the number of WAF events, a 12% decrease in WAF events in comparison to the previous 30 days, so 2 months ago. On the other hand, we can see a really big increase, over 90,000% in mitigated bot attacks, and this could be an interesting thing to further analyze and understand what happened there. After security, we have the Nets dashboard presenting performance. So these are the main performance metrics for my account, including request metrics, cache metrics, errors, and also average response time by region. So if, for example, we'll take a look on average response time, it is very, very easy to see that Australia is much slower. The Australia data center is much slower than the US data center, for example. And if you want to go deeper and understand what's going on, let's say on the US data center, you can just click here and see the specific data center within the US region and understand exactly what is the response time. Finally, we have here a list of the sub accounts, if you have any under your account. Here I have 2, as I presented before, with the main information around these sub accounts. If you have a larger number of sub accounts, here on this table, you will be able to see any sub account that has outstanding behavior and that you can focus on. We will add additional metrics to the table, like attack metrics and performance metrics to help you know on which sub account you want to focus. And then you can easily switch to the sub account that you want, either by clicking on this drop down or just by clicking on the table row and going to the relevant sub accounts. Okay, each of these dashboards here are clickable. And as I said, if you remember this flipped pyramid, this page, the home page, is the top level, the SaaS level, that gives you a global view of your system. And when you detect that you have a specific area that you want to investigate, let's say in this example, you can say, I have such an increase in bot attacks, let's see what happens. Let's go to the next level of the pyramid. Let's go down one level. Then you can click on each of the dashboards and then go to the second level. So before I will go to the second level, Sarah, we can give 1 minute for questions, if there were any questions during this demonstration.
Sure, absolutely. We have a question. Are there any plans to support Microsoft Sentinel as log analysis and log correlation system?
Okay, so I guess this is related to SIM integration, I guess. We are planning to support additional system for logs. We will have a dedicated session about SIM integration. Maybe it will be the session on April 8th, a webinar on April 8th, and then I will speak about it.
Okay, that's great. I think we've had another question along the same lines. Is it supported IBM Q Radar as SIM?
So currently, I think, wow, I need to check. I think that we have a connector to QRadar, if I remember correctly. But let me check it. And as I said, we will have a dedicated session around SIEM integration. And just a heads up, we're studying a beta for a new real-time SIEM integration. If anyone wants to join the beta, talk to me.
That's
so
great.
I will continue to the next part of the demo. So we now covered the home, the account level dashboards, and now I want to go one level deeper to service level dashboard. So I'm going to click on View Dashboard under WAF Events, and this will take me, as you can see, it takes me under Application Security to WAF, and under WAF, it takes me to dashboards. These are the new dashboards of Cloud WAF. What we can see here is a page that contains the dashboards for all the sites under the current account, under Octo. Currently, I'm viewing the dashboards for Imperva demo, but I can select a different site and switch to it. And I can also select multiple sites to see metrics for multiple sites all at once. But to keep it easy, let's take a look at the Imperva demo and see what we have here. First of all, we have request over time, some additional request metrics, violations by type, as you can see here, like SQL injection, CSS, and more. This table presents the types of violation, as I said before, SQL injection, CSS, additional types of violations, the number of sessions that triggered events, and the current setting for this type of violation. So for here, SQL injection is blocked. So any SQL injection attack attempt will be blocked and not alerted. But if you have any rule that is alerted and not blocked, you will easily see it here. And if you see an increase on the number of sessions that created events and you see alerted, you may consider to harden your security protection for this type of rule. We can also see division by country. And we have here a list of all the websites. And here as well, this table will enable you to easily detect specific websites that may have an outstanding behavior. So if we'll take a look at this table and look at the WAF events, number of WAF events column, it's easy to see that the site api.vedapay.me has a really high number of WAF events. So I may want to try to understand what happens there. So let's click on the drop down of websites here. I'll type API, here it is, api.vedapay.me. I'll unselect the previous one. Let's take a look, see what happens here. Okay, this is the dashboard for this API website. They can see all the attacks under this site are of API specification violations. So I can assume we have an API security issue here and deeper investigate it. Since we don't have much time, I'm gonna run to the next dashboard, the third level, the deep security events dashboard. So sorry, I will not go into questions now. If we'll have time at the end, I'll be happy to answer additional questions. So I'm clicking now on the left panel on security events. And this is the new security dashboard page. This page as well contains all the websites under the current account. It contains a split of the events based per event type. And then we can see the details of all the sessions that triggered events, all the requests under each session, and near each request, you can see exactly what were the types of violations And you can also expand the request details to learn more about what triggered the violation. In addition, on the right, you can see filters that will help you to manage your events on this page, including filtering the events per type, incident ID, IP, and additional types of filters. Going back, I'll go now back to the WAF dashboards. Currently, I only focused on security, but I want to say that in addition to security, we also have new performance dashboards for any of you that are focusing on performance, on CDN, and so on. Live demo, so of course it happens. But next time, maybe I will show the performance dashboards as well as real-time dashboard and network. In addition to that, I briefly presented the usage report dashboard. So if I'll go now to account management, and from here I'll go to usage report. Here you'll be able to see your bandwidth usage on the account level, the overall account level, as well as sub-account. So it supports both accounts and sub-accounts. And by the way, all the dashboards support both account and sub-account level. And you can see the aggregated bandwidth utilization for this account. So here, for example, for Octo, I can see that between 12th of February and 12th of March, I used 1.14 megabits per second. This is based on the 95th percentile calculation. So for each billing cycle, you will see your monthly usage on this graph, and you will see the same data of the monthly usage in the table here below as well, where each row presents a billing cycle. And if I take a look at the same billing period of February until March, this one, and extend it, here I can see the data that I used, 1.14 megabits per second. And here I can see the actual bandwidth that was utilized on a 5-minute resolution. So that if I want to understand exactly what happened during this month, I can open it, zoom in to a specific time frame that is interesting, and understand exactly how much bandwidth was utilized on this account at each 5-minute window. All of this, all the data that I showed is also available through API, and you can also download it on CSV. So this is really a quick overview, and we're just at the end of our time. So I'll be happy to answer now some additional questions if there are.
Yes, there are. I'll just put a couple to you now, so that we're not running over by too much. But I will follow up this session with a post where we can provide answers to some of the questions that we maybe don't get to today. And also just to highlight that Allegra is planning to do a couple more webinars in this series. So keep an eye out on community for more information on those as well. Let me see. Is there a way of getting figures for all of your sites over a custom time range, Allegra?
Way of getting what for all of the sites? Sorry?
Is there a way of getting figures or data for all of your sites over a custom time range?
Yeah, sure. First of all, if you want to see data for all of your sites under the account, I suggest to go either to Home here, to see aggregated data. And from the time range, you can select custom range and just select the preferred range. Another option, if you want to see more detailed information, is to go to the WAF dashboard. And here you can select, I'll give it a second to load, You can select all your sites from the drop-down. You can just select all sites or a group of sites that you want to focus on and see the more detailed information for your sites. I hope it answered the question.
Yeah, that sounds good. I think you might have maybe touched on some of the other questions there as well. It's saying that does it allow you to select only 5 sites, or is there an option to select more than 5?
We'll have an option to select more than 5.
Okay, great. Okay. Would there be more reporting features, and can we get more granular with the information in the reports? I think that covers another question as well, a similar question.
Yeah, this also covers another session. So yeah, we have a lot of plans for additional reporting features later this year, both dashboards like these that I showed, and also actual reports. In the future, we plan to have a full reporting layer solution to create your own custom reports. So I will cover it on future sessions.
Allegra, thank you so much for such a great session. Thank you to our attendees for all of the great questions. It's been great. So keep an eye on community, as I said. We'll be sure to put the recording as well as any remaining questions up there. So yeah, thank you all for attending, and thanks again, Allegra. Really appreciate all the information.